This lesson shows you how to enter in contact records into the database. The goal of this lesson is we'll be entering in new contacts, how to create some tricks here to maximize efficiencies and entering in new records. We'll show you how to customize this ID status field and why. We'll talk about using the referred by field. We'll show you how to add relationships between contacts. We'll show you how to delete contacts. We'll show you how to manage secondary contacts. And finally, for ACT Premium users, we can show you how to manage privacy and limited access to contacts. Creating a new contact is quite easy. There are many ways to do this right, so what we're going to do is show you the fastest method. And over time, you're going to develop a workflow that's your own. So let's start with this. If you want to make a new record, you just go to New. That's a new contact record. So let's put in somebody's name. If there's a middle initial, ACT will verify that we've parsed it out correctly. ACT automatically sorts out the first name and the last name for you. ACT comes with several titles out of the box. Now what you can do is if you want to start typing an account manager, it'll actually start doing a type ahead for you. But what if there's a title here that you use a lot but ACT doesn't know about? Well, we'll show you how to add that in. Simply hit this drop-down menu and you select Edit List Values. We'll hit Add. When ready, hit OK. So there's Chief Relationship Officer. I grabbed it from the drop-down list. ACT automatically sets up the first name to be in the salutation field. So in future lessons, when you want to send out letters, it'll say Dear Mark. So let's hit Tab, move over to the next field. And when I put in somebody's phone number, ACT automatically adds the dashes and the parentheses. After entering in the rest of the data, what we're going to do here is talk about the ID status. The ID status is an easy way for you to quickly classify your contacts. ACT comes with several choices pre-built for you out of the box. And notice we already have a multi-choice select box. So this contact could belong to more than one ID status. Just like with the title field, I could edit the list, and I'm going to add my own custom value. You may also discover that you have too much data here. Remember, ACT is trying to be built for everybody right outside the box. So if you do not use an investor choice, you can highlight it and press delete. If there are a couple choices in a row you don't like, you can shift select several of them at the same time, shift click, and you can highlight multiple contacts at the same time. You can select multiple choices at the same time, then select delete. So now I can go back here and say Mark's a referral source. Referred by. I personally make this a mandatory field in the databases we deploy because we want to know where these people are coming from so you can find out where your best leads are. ACT comes with several choices outside in the box. The referred by field is really critical. We actually make it a mandatory drop-down field in one of the databases I use. What this field allows you to do we consider the referred by field very critical in deploying our databases because we want to know where our best customers and leads are coming from. ACT has a bunch of choices built in, but I'm going to edit this to reflect other ways that we get business. I'll hit add. I put a backslash here. So let's suppose these are 3 resources that we use. What I'm going to do here is say, hey, I met Mark at a networking event, but since I attend more than one event, I put right behind the backslash which event we attended. So later on I can show you how to look for everybody who attended a networking event or attended speed networking. Repeat. We can find anybody that attended a networking event or we found with speed networking. Maggie. What are you doing? Now that we have Mark in the database, I'm going to show you a couple extra things you can add about a contact record. One is relationships. If I go to a networking event, I may have a relationship. I may find out that Mark has a relationship with somebody else in my database already. So why not track that? Bella! Come on. Come over here. Okay? You're a good puppy. Just sit here. Good puppy. You're a good puppy too. Both are very good puppies. Okay? You both are very good puppies. Come on. Enough. 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 For example, I'm going to relate Mark. I'll just type in the last name of the contact. So I can lay out Mark is related to Justin, and I can define the relationship a certain way. I can say Mark is a business partner. If they're just partners back and forth to each other, I can make them both business partners. And once I have these details set up, I hit OK. So now I can see the relationship that Mark is related to Justin. If I want to go to Justin's repeat. I want to go to Justin's record. I click here. And notice in Justin's record, I can flip back to Mark's record. So I believe that people that intensely rely on referrals to acquire new business can use this tab to really start drilling down and finding out who are your best lead sources. Repeat. Using the Relationships tab, it can be easy to start building connections amongst your professional network. In the new world of Web 2.0 or social networking, there's a lot of information about somebody you can find right away, and it's usually free. So we're going to show you the feature called the Web Info tab. In the world of Web 2.0, you can find a lot of contextual information about clients or prospects or customers that you meet by simply using the internet. In this example, we're going to put in Mark's website, and what I'm going to do next is go to the Web Info tab. And what we can start doing now is learning more about Mark. That looks like he runs a couple causes like Networking for a Cause. Repeat. Okay, here's Mark's website. So these are some of the organizations Mark works with. So if I want to drill down further, this is basically going to his webpage. I'm going to click over here and go to Networking for a Cause. And I can learn more about Mark and what his passion about his work is all about. So Mark runs a Networking for a Cause website. Repeat. Mark uses repeat, scratch. So this is one organization Mark's involved with. And I can simply keep using the website tab. And I can also see Mark's involved in tweet networking. We can learn some more about Mark. We can also learn about Mark in Facebook. So what I'm going to do here is log into Facebook. So I can bring up this tab and find out this is the Mark Carter I met. And here's Mark's profile. So again, I can have more contextual information about Mark before I make any kind of follow-up calls or follow-up meetings. If I really like this web page, what I can do is simply attach it to his contact record. And just like we talked about in our earlier chapter, history is going to be a storage place where I can have a recording of all my successful interactions with a customer or a prospect or a contact. Repeat. So in the history tab, we're going to start seeing all the history of all the successful interactions we've had with Mark. So now we've put Mark in the database, we found out he's related to Justin, and we found out more information about him and his company and himself on Facebook. What we're going to evolve into next here is talk about duplicating contacts when you're working with contacts that have... Repeat, now that we have Mark in the database, we're going to switch over to a different example. What we're going to talk about is if you have a company you're working with and you have multiple decision makers, how do you get that data in and what's the best way to do it?